Namaste children. So from today we have changed our pattern from good morning. I have changed it to Namaste. Okay. So today we'll proceed with the chapter which we were discussing in the last class in my last video. And the name of the chapter was development. So in that chapter we discussed about what is development. Then we also discussed that how different countries are compared, the developmental level are compared, isn't it? We also discussed about per capita income as a criteria for comparing different countries. We also took example of Kerala, Haryana and Bihar for seeing whether what is the best criteria for comparison. Then children, we also discussed that either money, and that means only money is not only the criteria, or material goods are not only the criteria for comparing the development, for measuring the development of any country. Other than money, non-material goods like love, emotion, bonding, life security, job security also matters a lot. Then children, in my previous video we discussed about per capita income. And what is per capita income? In per capita income we discussed per capita income is total income of a country divided by population. Children, we discussed in per capita income that though it is the criteria for measuring the developmental level of the country, income and per capita income, but then also it is not the appropriate criteria, because per capita income has certain limitation. I told you that a separate question comes from this part. Now what are that limitations? We discussed in the previous video. The limitations were per capita income hides certain disparities, isn't it? I gave you example of the two countries, the per capita income was same, isn't it? But then also in first country the income was equal, in the second country the income was not equally distributed, isn't it? So per capita income does not show the distribution of income, it only gives the average. So children, we discussed about per capita income and its limitation. I told you that a separate question comes from that. Children, we also discussed about the different terms which mostly comes in your exam, and the terms are infant mortality rate, then literacy rate, on enrollment ratio, isn't it? All these things we discussed. I told you that these definitions are given in your book also, and I will also explain each and every definition in detail. So for board exams also, for school exams also, you have to prepare all these definitions. So till here we discussed in the previous video. So today just I have revised whatever I taught in the previous video. Today we'll just continue further, that what other topics you have to study. So the rest parts which are left in this topic development is, first is BMI, body mass index, then public facilities, and the last is human development index, or UNDP, United Nations Development Program. So first let us start with public facilities. Now children, what are public facilities? So while teaching with the second lesson of economics in public sector, that is sectors of economy, we discussed that in service sector, facilities like education, healthcare, transportation, all these services have become very essential for development of a nation, and responsibility of these services mostly in developing country is in the hand of government, because no private individual takes the responsibility of all these things. For example, nobody will take the responsibility of railway, nobody will take responsibility of defense, nobody will say take responsibility of health facilities alone, that we will provide health facilities to everyone, isn't it? Health facilities are there both in public sector also and private sector also. So public facilities are very essential for a country, for the welfare of a nation, for the welfare of the people. So these public facilities are known as public facilities because they cannot be availed alone. because they cannot be availed alone. For example, school. Have you ever seen a school in which only a one student studies and the teacher takes his class every period? For a school to be run as a school, it is required that a lot of children, a combination of children go and take admission in the school, isn't it? Then, for hospital to run, it is essential that the people of the country go over there. So like this, many other things. For transportation, for public transportation, if you are having a private vehicle, then it is okay, you will travel in that. But for public transportation, it is essential that a group of people, they sit in the bus and travel. Then only the transportation will go on. And this responsibility is taken by government, because if private takes this responsibility alone, for example, if healthcare center, health facilities are there in the hand of totally in private sector, what will happen? You know that in today you go to doctor's clinic, the fees are so high. Is it possible that the poor people can afford that fees? It is not possible. If you book the luxury buses, the AC trains, isn't it like this? Is it possible that the luxury buses, the private transportation can be affordable by poor people? You see, the fees of private schools are so high. Is it possible that the small children can go and study in the private schools? Isn't it? So, for all this, it is essential that these facilities are provided by government, and as it is availed by people in common, it is known as public facilities. Now, the another aspect in this is that one question is very important in this part, which mostly comes in exam, and that part is money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want. This question is very important. Justify the statement. Money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want. This question comes in your exam. Now what will be the answer? This is very true. Suppose if you are having money, take the current situation, the COVID-19 situation. What is happening in our country? You see, the richest actor of our country, Amitabh Bachchan, and his family is suffering from corona. Most of the rich people, they are in the clutches of corona. They cannot save themselves because they are having money. They are rich, they are millionaire, but then also they are not able to save themselves, isn't it? They are having money, but until and unless a vaccine is not been invented, proper care is not been taken, preventive measures are not been taken by government, money cannot save you. Money cannot give you pollution-free environment. While teaching in class also I give example that suppose if you are living in any polluted area of your state, for example, if you are crossing the Digha area or Danapur area, you see the lot of pollution. Now, not only in Digha and Danapur, pollution is there throughout Patna, isn't it? So, if you are very rich, okay, you will travel in a four-wheeler, AC four-wheeler, and you will be packed. But if you want to do something, you have to get out of that four-wheeler, isn't it? It is not possible that for full time you can save yourself from polluted atmosphere, isn't it? So money cannot give you pollution-free environment, isn't it? So all these things, it is only possible that government takes measures to reduce pollution. Many other examples are also given in public facilities. Take for example the guards which are there in the apartments for the safety of apartments, for the safety of flats. Is it possible that individually everyone has a separate guard in the flat? It is not possible. These guards are kept publicly, combinedly, isn't it? So certain facilities are known as public facilities and they are provided by government, isn't it? And you can only avail these facilities when everyone avails that. Just imagine you are able to go to school because others are going to school, because schooling system is there, because government is allowed to open the school, isn't it? Individually, private tuitions are being given, but they cannot take place of school, isn't it? So these are known as public facilities. So for development of any nation, what is required? Proper public facilities is required. Here I will just refer you to example of Kerala. What has happened in Kerala? Kerala has low infant mortality rate. Literacy rate is high because public facilities are provided in a proper way in Kerala. Good health facilities are there. So infant mortality rate is low. Life expectancy is more because medical facilities are better. Literacy rate is high because schools, good schools are opened over there, good government schools are there. Government is in Kerala, government is giving more, state government is giving more importance in expansion of education, isn't it? So states or countries in which the government pays more importance to provide public facilities, that state or country comes in category of developed country, isn't it? So this is public facilities. So mostly question comes from this part. What are public facilities? What are its importance? Second very important question comes that money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want. Justify the statement. This is also very important question. If this question comes, you have to write whatever I have explained you, isn't it? So this public facilities is very important. You have to prepare this portion, a short note also. Two questions mostly come from this portion. The first is money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want, and second is what is public facilities? Write short note. Okay, now we have completed public facilities. Now the next part, which is very important, mostly question comes from this part, is BMI. Now children, what is BMI? First, mostly I see that if in exam the question comes BMI, children only write full form, that is body mass index. No children, you will never get marks if you will write full form. If the question is what is full form of BMI and then you write body mass index, then it is okay. But if the question comes what is BMI, then children you have to write the formula. This question can come for 3 marks also, it can come for 1 marks also, okay? So if it comes for 1 marks, you only just write the formula. So now children, what is this BMI or body mass index? So BMI measures the nutritional level of a person, whether a person is undernourished or he is taking balanced diet or not. He is underweight or overweight. If he is undernourished, he is underweight. If he is taking balanced diet, he is having good weight, and if he is taking more diet, he is overweight. So nutritional level of the people of the country is measured by body mass index. Now, how this body mass index is taken out? Separately in NCERT book, a column is given. You open your books when I am giving this video. You see in the book, separately body mass index is given in column. Okay. Do you know type is given? In that it is given. So body mass index is total weight of a person, okay, divided by total height, square of heights. In this, the weight of the person should be in kilograms and the height should be in square meters. That means body mass index is weight of a person divided by square of heights. And whatever answer is there, it is body mass index. Then children will ask me that what is the criteria? How we can say that a person is overnourished and undernourished, or overweight or underweight? And please remember one thing, this body mass index principle is not allowed to growing children. It is only allowed to adults. It is only implemented to adults. Okay. So, if in calculation, suppose if total weight is calculated by square of heights, if the answer is more than 18, okay, or 18, then that person is having good nutrition level. But if the answer is more than 25, then that person is overweight, isn't it? And if the answer is less than 18, then the person is underweight. Like this, body mass index has been calculated, isn't it children? Once again you go through your book, then after completion of the chapter I will give you some extra material also in body mass index. You will understand properly. Otherwise in doubt section also we'll clear it, that what is body mass index. So if the question comes in your exam, what is BMI? If it is of 1 marks, you just write the formula. If it is of 3 marks, you write whatever I have taught you, or whatever is given in your book, the whole paragraph you have to mention with the formula. So this is body mass index. A separate question comes from this portion. So a person who is well to do, who is from rich background, who gets good food, who gets balanced diet, okay, his body mass index is better. Mostly he gets nutritious diet. And a person who lives below poverty line, mostly they are seeing that they are undernourished and their BMI mostly comes below 18, isn't it? So when the school was reopened every year, I gave this in project work that you go in your area and take the nutritional level of different sections of society. You go to the office going people, you go in the slums for below poverty line people, and then find out, or you just measure the weight and height of all your family members, and what will be the answer. You see whether they are undernourished, overnourished, okay, or they are overweight or underweight. So body mass index just measures the nutritional level of the person living in the country. As I told you that along with income, health is also the criteria to measure the developmental level of a country. If a country is rich, yeah, that I give you the example, but the health status is not proper, people are always falling sick, that country will never come in category of developed country. As we discussed in the case of Kerala, Haryana and Bihar. You saw that Haryana was having highest per capita income, then Kerala was having per capita income lower in compared to Haryana, but then also Kerala is considered the more developed state because their health status is better. People living in Kerala are more healthy than people living in Haryana. Okay, so this is body mass index. So a separate question comes from this part. So children, today we have discussed about the first we have discussed about what is public facilities. In public facilities we discussed that how public facilities are provided, isn't it? How they are provided jointly, how money cannot buy environment free, pollution free environment, isn't it? How money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want. A very important, this is very important question, and mostly you see the board questions, this question comes in exam. If this question comes, you have to write everything. So we discussed about public facilities, then we discussed about body mass index, what is BMI and how it is being measured, isn't it? So your homework will be the questions which I have given you, that what are public facilities, write short note on public facilities, and second, what is body mass index, and the third very important question is money in your hand cannot buy all the things you want, justify the statement. So with this I will end the video. We'll just continue the video in my next class. Thank you children.